Hey, Sean, so what's it been like, practicing under, conditions where it was hard for us to hear ourselves outside of the practice gates? What's it like, being in there, and how does that prepare you for what you'll face Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about making practice harder than the games, and I think that we did a good job this week of doing that. The music was extremely loud, and I think that we handled it really well. So I don't think the noise is going to be any problem Saturday. Is that the only question? All right.
Sean, you've seen three versions of Penn State football. This locker room right now, going into this Iowa game, how do you describe the cohesiveness, the way the guys have each other's back, compared to maybe what you've seen the past couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've always been very family-oriented in this program. I think Coach Franklin's done a really good job of that. Right when I step in my freshman year, I've always felt like this is a very family-type place. But I feel like this team is the closest I've been a part of. I don't know if it's just because I'm older or if it's true, but I really believe that we got a good thing going here, and just everybody's got each other's backs, which I that's one of the best parts about being on a team.
Is there an element to that so many guys are growing up together? I mean, I think 28 out of the 30 guys who have scored touchdowns this year are sophomore and freshmen. I mean,
right.
A lot of guys going through their maturation process.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be a part of it. When you learn together, you also grow together. So I think that we're growing as a family, growing closer together. Each day I learn something new about another person. Whether it be background or just something they like to do or whatever. And I just got a lot of friends on this team, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it.
You talked a lot about, after games, you've talked a lot about looking forward to breaking down the tape and looking at that sort of thing. Since this has been your gig, do you feel like you've gotten better at that, and maybe in what way if you have?
Yeah, I think that each week, you got to find something to critique yourself about. Footwork's been, in the past few weeks, definitely something that I've been, really watching for myself. But, I think that I'm getting better at it every week. Keeping sound footwork throughout the pocket. I thought that, there's a couple times where I got a little happy feet again this last game, but overall I think that I'm, making significantly better strides in that, and that just comes with even more time. So I'm just, excited for another opportunity this Saturday.
How do you think you've handled? Can you explain why footwork is so important for people who may not focus in on the little details of the game?
Yeah, I mean, footwork's important just because it's not as much, getting in the right spot, which it is. You have to get your feet aligned to certain areas, but it also helps with a lot of timing because a lot of our routes are based off of, how many steps is this wide receiver going to take. So that means I have to time myself up so that way the ball is out on his break. That's what it has to do with footwork, especially deeper throws. The deeper the throw, your footwork has to be more crisp. And then also once you step inside the red zone, that's where your footwork's got to be the best because, the windows are even tighter once you get down there because the field's, not as far. So, yeah.
So let's say you identify the problem with footwork. How do you go about, changing that? Is it just you go out on the practice field? Is it just repetition? Is it more than that? How does that work?
It's just repetition. Yeah. You play football long enough that all you need to do is really just rep it, 5-10 times, at least for myself. And I start to, get back into the flow of whatever I want to change. So I think that, I've done a good job of identifying the toughest footwork in the game. That's what I have it as. Whatever I think that might cause me trouble in a game, I rep that an extra, 10, 20 times after each practice. Just make sure that I'm crisp, and I think that it'll show up better on Saturdays.
Sean, how long have the RPO part of it? How do you think you've kind of handled that and all the challenges that it can present to some guys in making that correct read right away?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, the RPO didn't just come to me this year. I think that it's been a process. It's been all 3 years that I've been here. Coming from a high school that did a little bit of everything. I was under center for a couple of years, and I was in the shotgun. I did some RPO. I think that helped me, but college and RPO in college is a completely different story. But I think that I've done a good job of developing each and every day because it's not just a skill you're just gonna pick up. You got to craft it, and so I think it's a longer process than just normal.
How long have you been thinking about stuff like that as far as footwork and developing good habits and stuff like that? How far back would you say that you started becoming aware of that as a quarterback?
Ever since I mean, my dad, and just from watching football like my whole life, I've always noticed that, quarterbacks have to be detail oriented. I think that, that's one of the things that comes with playing this position. And, the more detailed you are, whether that be in your film study, whether that be in your footwork, whether that be outside in the classroom, the more detailed you are, the better life lifestyle you're going to live as a quarterback. Because it's not a normal position. You can't just step in and be a quarterback. I'm not saying that you could do that with any position, but quarterback specifically, I think that you got to be a different type of person.
How close are you with Jevin Stone, and has he ever told you any of his stories about when he was in with an NFL Europe club, or when he was following Peyton Manning around?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jev is definitely someone I'm close to. He takes care of tape, so, and I'm, as I've said, I'm a pretty big film junkie, so, he's always there to, add things, find some new clips, put together cut-ups. Like for example, the bye week, I was in his ear a lot, just getting a bunch of different things together for me. And he does a really good job across the whole team, just making sure everybody's good. Whatever we need, he's always there on call. So, Jev's a great resource in this program. Yeah.
When you watch the Iowa defense play the Michigan offense on tape, how valuable is that? Because there's obviously some comparisons between the two offenses.
Yeah, I think that, obviously, I mean, it's obvious that Coach Gaddis is over there. He came from Penn State. So I think that, that offense is similar in ways. So that tape is very good, from a formation standpoint, seeing what they play with, what Michigan lined up with. I think that, it's very, very valuable tape.
How much do you allow yourself to look forward to going places that you've never played before?
I mean, I have been to Iowa. So my freshman year, I was at Iowa. So I do know the environment. I'm excited to go back there. I do remember when I was there, I specifically remember I had a great warm-up my freshman year. So, I'm just trying to transition that into this Saturday.
What's a great warm-up consist of?
Oh, just hitting all my throws.
Sean, going back to that experience, you had front row look at what Trace McSorley pulled off that final drive. What did you take away from that experience, seeing Penn State put together that I think was a minute and 40 or so to go and driving down the field?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the competitor that he was and still is. He wasn't going to lose that game, and I don't think that team wasn't either. Obviously, we don't want to keep it close like that, but we've prepared really well this week. I think that this has been the best week of preparation that we've had this season, at least from an offense perspective, and I'm just excited for the opportunity.
So what leads you to say that? What have you seen, when you say the preparation is the best it's been? What's kind of made it the best?
Yeah, I think that, the preparation this week, each week we've always had one period or two that we've, taken a dip. And I felt like this week we stayed consistent throughout the whole practice, both yesterday and today. I don't think we really dipped in any area. Obviously, I'd miss a throw or, we'd slip on a route or something. But, overall, the intensity has been very high. I think that, the noise obviously plays into that. You're bouncing around. You have to get up, communicate better just because, you lose a couple seconds with the noise. But, yeah, I think that we've done a good job this week of making sure that we're going to be prepared for, every variable that, they're going to bring us.
Sean, is there anything about the team now that you don't know that you're hopeful you'll find out Saturday night?
No, I think that, I know what we got. I think that obviously, Iowa's going to come out with some different things that we haven't seen, just being able to adjust, make corrections throughout the game and, adjust to whatever's going on. I think that our team's done a good job of that already, but just overall, keep growing. That's the biggest thing.
Two more for Cliff.
Sean, how rewarding is it to see Nick Bowers have these couple games put together here after, year 5 on campus? What does it do for you guys, and what has he done to really earn his spot out there, and what dynamic does he bring to this offense?
Yeah, I mean, Nick's been here longer than I have. He's done a really good job of staying consistent, always working hard. He's always been one of those guys. He's not going to be as vocal of a leader, but at the same time, you know what you're going to get. He's a very hard worker, a good friend of mine. I'm just, glad that it's all working out. He's starting to, really produce, and, we just got to keep feeding him the ball.
Gonna watch HBO tonight?
Yeah, I will. It's a little late, but, I think a few of us are going to get together, kind of just see what they put together. Pretty excited about it. But, yeah, obviously, watch it and then move on. So,
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.